Thank you for tuning in. This is Darrin L. Harris, and you're listening to Amplify with Darrin L. Harris. Yes, you are. And I am coming to you because I just got a phone call from a friend of mine, and, we attend the same university. And he's a graduate student, and he was sharing with me and his concern about AI. And he's getting close to graduation, and he's going to have his master's, and he feels as if there's something missing because of AI, and he feels that he's not going to be marketable and he won't be able to get a job. And I mean, he was almost hysterical. And so I started to share with him and talk to him about what I'm doing with my podcast at Amplify and how we are really helping individuals to identify and find their authentic voice. Because the one thing I know, if I don't know anything else, like AI will not be able to replace human communication, human connection. It just won't be able to do it. There are different things that AI will be able to do. AI will be able to make points and give us points on certain tasks and things and give us certain, advice, but it will be missing that human connection. Because here's what I know: points are powerful, but it is connection that is the key, and it is that humanness that AI cannot deliver. And so I printed out a list of jobs for him, and I'm going to share this list with him and see if there's anything that probably resonates with him. And if you're listening to me right now and you've been concerned because of AI, look, AI is here. I'm just going to be honest with you. AI is here, and we have to now learn how to live in this new world of AI. Where my concern is, as a social justice person, a lot of this technology is going to leave a lot of people behind. A lot of people are already living in poverty. A lot of people are already illiterate and can't read. They're going to be left behind. I mean, it requires you to have a certain skill set, a certain amount of knowledge to navigate this system and this new way of living. And so you have to know how to read. And so my concern has been those individuals who have been left behind because of systemic. I don't want to go too deep into it, but you know what I'm talking about. But there are many people who have been left behind, and there are many more people who will be left behind. Yes, AI is going to replace some jobs. That's the reality. It is going to allow the world to now streamline things in a different way. And so we cannot be afraid because it's here. We have to start to strategize and think of ways in which it will work best for us and how it can make our lives better and or worse. We have to consider it all. And so I was reading and I did a little research, and the Pew Research Center put out an article in 2023. Mind you, this is 2023. And if you know anything about technology, you know anything about AI, it is moving at lightning speed. Every time someone puts a prompt in, AI is learning. And so AI is learning about us. Every time we use chat gpt or we use anything that is artificial intelligence, then of course AI is learning how to our habits. And most of the stuff, actually, when you go on social media, AI is directing you to certain posts. Like, you are seeing certain things that the algorithm has learned what you like, learn what you don't like, learn what makes you tick. I mean, you go on Instagram, it's going to feed you. You go on Facebook and TikTok, it's going to feed you what it believes, meaning AI, artificial intelligence, believes that you want to see. That's what the algorithm does. But in this research, it says that the Pew Research Center, a survey they conducted in 2023, it said the survey found that 52% of Americans feel more concerned than excited about AI. Now, with a 2025 Pew Research Center study, it showed 43% of the public believe AI will harm them personally, compared to the 24% who think it will benefit them. So these are startling statistics. It says other reports show significant concerns for job displacement, with 75% of employees being concerned AI will make certain jobs obsolete, and a significant percentage, over 75%, in one poll reporting skeptical, uh, scared, or negative overall feelings about AI. Look, this is what people are feeling about AI. So the overall sentiment, at least according to this research in the United States, more people are concerned than excited. More people feel like AI is going to harm them than benefit them, you know. And these are realities, especially when it comes to employment. I was listening today to one of the public radio stations, and they were talking about how Taco Bell has replaced their ordering system with AI. And so there are people who are going on social media and they're ordering things that, Taco Bell can't even deliver. And they're showing the dysfunction of AI at these Taco Bell. So look it up. There are several different videos that are already out there on social media, on TikTok, and probably all the other social media platforms. But people are manipulating AI. But in a minute, AI is going to be manipulating, if it's not doing it already, the people. I mean, we're seeing the impacts. And so I'm going to share some of these jobs, because some of you may be listening to me right now and you might be interested in knowing, is my job secure? And if it's not, what should I be thinking about doing? And once again, one of the reasons why I have created Amplify is because it addresses that. The one thing AI cannot do, AI cannot replace human connection. It just can't do it. And so if you are considering a career, if you're thinking about, making some type of lateral move, or thinking about your future, then I would highly encourage you to, ask AI. Ask AI what jobs it will not be able to do, which is an interesting question in and of itself. But I just wanted to share with you my thoughts as it relates to AI, because I just know that AI cannot replace things like crisis counseling, and, because there's no emotional intelligence that's there. It can't provide the apathy that's needed. It cannot provide the trust that's needed. And so, AI just won't be able to do that. In addition to that, AI can't do any type of negotiating or conflict resolution. It just doesn't have the ability. That's something only humans can do. And once again, points are powerful, but connection is key. You can ask AI, you can ask, what should I do? And put a little prompt in there. But you have to do the work. So yeah, you got it. Now humans have to do the work. And so, yes, it may be helpful to get some suggestions. It may be helpful to learn, how to place into some prompts, but there's certain things that AI just won't be able to do, especially in the area of communication. And that's why, one of the reasons why Amplify exists. Another job that I know, another area that AI will not be able to do, is inspiration. Those who are inspirational speakers, motivational speakers. I'm talking about preachers and teachers, individuals who have that it takes charisma and presence, and personal stories. These things are very important. AI will not be able to replace that. There's something about the power of storytelling. And that's one of the things that we're going to be talking about, of course, on Amplify with Darrin L. Harris. I want you to tune in. I want you to subscribe. We're going to be putting, of course, a lot of bonus information into our podcast. But, AI just won't be able to do everything. And so if you're listening to me after that conversation, I said, let me put a podcast out there. And because if you're feeling this anxious, if you're feeling like this, there are probably a whole lot of other people who are doing it as well. And so I wanted to address it but address it from a standpoint where Amplify is going to be impactful and how Amplify is going to make a difference. Another thing that's near and dear to my heart that I know AI will not be able to do is community organizing. You know, and our podcast, we're going to be featuring and talking a lot about social justice. We're going to be talking about, economic justice. We're going to be talking about environmental justice. AI cannot do community organizing. People have to do that. Once again, points are powerful. It can give you pointers and give you some suggestions in your little prompt, but it is connection that's key. Points are powerful, but it's the connection that is going to be the key. And AI cannot, once again, replace that human connection. And so that's one of the things that I want my friend not to be nervous about, because in a minute, I'm going to read off a couple of jobs and different things that you may want to consider. And those who may be listening to us, you might want to consider these jobs. You might hear the job that you're in right now and say, okay, I'm safe. Yeah. And so many of you are going to be safe. But when it comes to community organizing, when it comes to, dealing with social justice issues, civil rights, voting rights, these type of things, it requires human connection. It requires human connection. Another point that I'll make about AI that AI will not be able to do is storytelling. I'm talking about storytelling in a way where human creativity exists, where you actually can hear the human voice. I mean, you can read something that AI puts together and you can tell this is a robot, right? You can tell even when you read something, that AI did this. Like, it is clear. Now they're telling me that, AI is getting smarter by the day, and one day you won't even know that whether AI wrote it or whether a human wrote it. But what I'm doing right now, this human connection, I'm not AI. I'm not a robot. Okay. This is what human connection is about. This is what we need. This is what is missing. Even as you look at social media, a lot of people get wrapped up in social media. They get tied up in, different things around that. And it causes a whole lot of mental health issues, a whole lot of problems. So, what I try to do on my social media, what I know I'm doing here on Amplify, the Amplify podcast with Darrin L. Harris, we're here to give information. We're here to give education, motivation, inspiration, but most importantly, transformation. And once again, AI can't do that. And so that's why we're here, and we're going to continue to do a good work. Now, I want to hurry up and get to reading this list, because I know my friend, he's waiting for this podcast. I told him I would do a podcast and talk a little bit about this. You can catch us on all podcast streaming platforms, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I think we're even on Amazon. So definitely catch us and share us. That's what I want to encourage you to do. Share us. Share, 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 share. We also have a link. You can also subscribe. And if you want to visit our website, that's Amplify, DLH. D as in Delta, L as in Lima, H as in Hotel, DLH. So Amplify, DLH.com. It's pretty easy. All right. So I want you to visit us at our website, where you can access, of course, all of our podcasts there. All of the episodes will be there. So share it, share it, share it. And that's what I want to encourage you to do. Oh, one more thing I wanted to tell you about what I know AI will not be able to do. I'm talking about those high stake jobs that, I'm talking about like teachers. Yeah. It can teach and it can give information, but I'm talking about teachers that inspire. Like when I was growing up, I grew up, I can still remember the names of teachers who had an impact on my life and who encouraged me. And still to this day, I can name some of them. I'm not going to name all of them, because the ones I don't name, they're going to get mad. So, but still to this day, these are individuals who had an impact on my life. I'm talking about also high stake jobs that require, emotional intelligence, high stake jobs that require you know, ethical and moral judgment. These are things that AI will not be able to replace. So I just wanted to share that. So let me get to this list because many of you are probably waiting to see if your job's on this list. Uh, and so if you're a young person and you're in college right now, or you are in high school, or no matter where you're at, or if you're thinking about making a career move, there's a job for you that AI cannot replace. So counseling and support. These are jobs like therapists, psychiatrists, psychologists, crisis hotline operator, social workers. Y'all safe. All my friends are social workers. Grief counselors, addiction counselors. Y'all safe. So in the area of counseling and support, AI can't do that. Negotiation and mediation. That's labor union negotiator, diplomat, a foreign service officer, a mediator, conflict resolution specialist, or a community arbitrator. Leadership and public speaking, another area. Motivational speaker, pastor, clergy, spiritual leader, political leader, nonprofit executive director, veteran advocate, community leader. These are things that AI will not be able to replace. AI just can't do it. In the area of education and coaching, teacher, professor, public speaking coach. Oh, that's me. That's why you want to come to Amplify. Communication trainer. Oh, that's me. Life coach. Whoa, that's me. Debate coach. We might have some debates on here once we start to have guests on. But yeah, so that's a good area to be in. And once again, that's why Amplify is here. We're going to be teaching and training. I'm going to give you all the information that I have. And if you subscribe, of course, to Amplify, I'm going to be sharing my on the room speaker training with our subscribers. And so if you subscribe, it's less than a cup of Starbucks coffee. So if you subscribe, I'm going to be giving all of the information that's in my head, everything that I know in my own the room speaker training. I've been doing this for years, and I have some very simple formulas and things that I teach people on how to become better public speakers. And it's one of the jobs that's on this list that's safe. So if I were you, I would definitely subscribe to Amplify with Darrin L. Harris for less than a cup of coffee. I had to put my shameless plug in there. Another area on here is creative storytelling and the arts. We're talking about author. Oh, wait, that's me. Poet, comedian. I ain't too good at that, as you can tell. Screenwriter, playwright, documentary filmmaker, actor, performer. I know a lot of people perform. They just ain't getting paid. I know a whole lot of performers. They're just not getting paid. But if you're going to perform, you may as well get paid. Come on here, somebody. I know I'm talking right. You ain't got to say nothing. All right. Then there's also the community and cultural advocacy. We're talking about community organizers, social justice advocate, cultural liaison or / ambassador, civil rights leader. Hey, we're safe. We're in there. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Yes, DEI, trainer. Yeah, this ain't going to last long. Y'all hang in there. Yeah, I know what we're going through as a nation. I know. But it's not going to be long. Somebody says it's not going to be long. It's not going to be long. Just hold on, because these jobs will be needed again. We're going to have a lot of work to do. We're going to have a lot of heavy lifting to do. We're going to have to undo some things. We're going to have to sign our own executive orders to get things back in order. Somebody said it's not going to be long. It's not going to be long. So hold on. But we have to continue to fight until the fight is over. Somebody said it's not going to be long. It's not going to be long. Hang in there. Hang in there, people. Come on. Hang in there. It won't be forever. So I am definitely confident in that. And those high stake jobs that I talked about, those that require trusted roles like doctor, nurse, where there's patient communication that's needed, a trial lawyer, defense lawyer, judge, journalist, and humanitarian aid worker. These are all jobs that I printed out, and it says that AI cannot do. AI cannot do. And so you have the jobs right there. And so if you were concerned, if you've read this Pew report, yes, I know there are a lot of people that are concerned about what AI is doing and what it's not doing. But we have to be prepared. We have to stay ahead of the game. And so it's important for us to understand that the world is changing. Like the world is not the same with AI, but you don't have to be left behind. My concern as a social justice advocate and social justice activist, I'm more concerned about those who would be left behind. They've already been left behind because of failing education systems. And now, with the lack of resources, I'm talking about financial resources that are been taken out of the schools and underpaying teachers, creating more prisons, then, of course, schools. It just doesn't make sense. The model doesn't make sense. Well, it doesn't make sense to us, but it does make sense to those who are in the business of profiting off of people in prison. So I'm trying not to get on my soapbox because I wanted to stay on this one subject. But everything is important, and we're going to be talking about it all right here on Amplify. Once again, my name is Darrin L. Harris, and you've been listening, of course, to Amplify. The Amplify podcast with Darrin L. Harris. We're going to be talking about a whole lot of things, y'all, but I just wanted to come in because a friend of mine said, how are you going to address this AI situation on your podcast? And so I thought, let me go ahead and record a little bit and let them know that we will be addressing AI. We're going to be addressing, a lot of different topics and subjects. But once again, it's about communication. And what I'm here to do is I'm here to help individuals who are seeking to increase their influence, because leadership is about influence, nothing more, nothing less. And everything rises and falls because of leadership. And I'm here to help develop and to encourage and inspire leaders who are seeking to increase their influence so that they can build high performing, high impacting, and sustainable, really important, sustainable organizations that change their part of the world. My name is Darrin L. Harris, and remember, I'm your friend, and you've been listening once again to Amplify podcast with Darrin L. Harris. I'm about to get out of here, but thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to share this podcast, and please, I would love for you to subscribe to Amplify with Darrin L. Harris.